Day, and I am looking forward to having some good conversations, sharing some news and information. I am excited about some of the things that we're going to be talking about today, including teens and social media. Those of you all who have teens or have nieces, nephews, granddaughters, grandsons, you're definitely going to want to pay attention to that. But, as we like to do at the top of the hour, give you a little idea about what it was like on the way over. And it was bright and sunny. Bright and sunny. That's the way the morning looks so far. About 82 degrees out there, although it's New Orleans, so it feels like 9, 10 degrees hotter than that. And the humidity's right in there, about 80%, 80%. So we're not looking at much precipitation today at all. We're talking about not just single digits, but low single digits. We're talking about 1, 2, 3%, going on up to 5%. We're not looking at much rain at all. So bright, sunny day, bright day, bright day already. The sun is out and beaming, and we're going to get some partly cloudy, partly sunny time just a little bit later on in the morning, but no rain. No rain, partly sunny, partly cloudy after this bright sunshine, and then it will be sun shining again in the afternoon. And for those of you all looking ahead, of course, don't forget we told you before, I'm telling you again, there's going to be some thunder showers. There's going to be some rain later on in the week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So plan accordingly. Thank goodness we don't have an election, Miss Ashley Shelton, so people don't have to pick their weather. Good morning.
Exactly.
Good morning. Good morning, sister. How you doing?
Good to be back.
Good to have you back. Good to have you back. Ashley Shelton from Power Coalition joining me as co-host today. I'm excited to see you.
I know. Look, I'm excited to be here.
Oh, there's
So much going on.
there's always a lot going on,
Indeed.
and today is no different. So, but how was your ride in? Well, how was the weather, the traffic?
The you can tell it's getting closer to school starting. And so at the end of the day, the traffic is building. And so it makes me sad because it's just like, oh, goodness,
Why are you sad? You don't want the kiddies to go to school?
I want the kiddies to go to school.
You want them to enjoy longer summers?
Yeah, it's school's getting ready to start like next week.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
None of that Labor Day stuff.
You're right. No, not like when we
Long
were younger,
gone.
right?
Long gone. Yeah.
Yep,
No, I get it.
so-
It seems like we have graduation, have a few weeks, and then time to
Time to
buy
go
the
back.
clothes and
Yep.
get the books and go down the checklist for the school supplies and get to it.
Get to it.
Get to it. Yep. So absolutely, positively. Well, I was telling the people that we're going to be talking about some teen social media today.
Mm-hmm.
So, been quite some time since I've had a teen. I have grands who are getting closer to being teens. Not quite yet. They're still in the single digits, but I am continue to be concerned about social media generally and kids.
Absolutely.
I remember the very, very old days of Facebook.
Yes.
You remember when people said, "Don't ever put your kids on there"?
Yes.
Well, that's long gone.
That's long gone.
People put their kids on there, birthday celebration. Look at the little Johnny first steps.
Exactly.
Yeah, all of that.
moment.
And now little Johnny and Mama D putting the kiddos on there, and they got their own Instagram accounts.
Yeah. Now it's wild. It's
So,
wild.
yeah, so we're going to be talking about
I
that.
still have a teen, and I have to tell you, it is not for the faint of heart to to just navigate like what's right, what's wrong, and also too the bullying and all of the things that are going on social media. It's concerning. It's concerning.
Yep. Well, we're going to have some conversation about that today for sure. And a little bit later on, if all things go according to plan, we're going to hear from the New Orleans Police Chief, Ann Kirkpatrick.
Hmm.
So we've had declining crime, which is good, but then we have a few upticks here and there. And it looks like we've finding more recruits, which is kind of amazing. It's like, what's
Hmm.
going on with more people applying? I want to find out more about that. Who are these people?
Right.
I'm glad to see it. You know, I'm sure at your place, if you got a job opening, you don't want to see one candidate.
Right. You want some
is that
choices. You
is
want some
that all
choices.
y'all got? You know, nice to have some choices. Consider some
Absolutely.
folks. So, seriously, doubt we're going to be hiring hundreds of police officers, but nice to have some elections. So we're going to find out some more about what that is looking like as we deal with what's been considered a spike in job applicants for the New Orleans Police Department. Of course,
Uh,
once you apply, interview, get selected, and you still got to make it through the academy.
Academy, exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
so still got to make it through the academy. I have to say, yeah, even if they just let me in, I wouldn't make it through the academy. Nope,
Yeah,
nope, not me,
yeah.
not me at all.
I have no interest.
Yeah, right.
I am marked safe.
Oh boy. So those are some of the things, and we of course have lots of things going on in the world and in the state. I wanted to know, did you see that our U.S. Senator John Kennedy had some choice words to say about President Trump and the war?
Yeah. I mean, he's continued to have choice words. I mean,
It's like,
this
woo.
is just the latest, which is very interesting, because he's one of the few breaking along party lines to call out the president and this ongoing war that every day I get a different news headline that says it's over. It's not over. They've come to some resolution. There's no resolution, right? And so it's and everybody's paying the price. And this is what people have to realize. This isn't just impacting America. This is impacting the entire world.
Yeah.
The Hormuz Strait and what was once a passable strait that everybody got to pass with no fee, now there's a fee, and now like now commerce and all of the things that make the world go round are being impacted by the decision of this president.
I still can't get over. You have a passageway that's open,
Yep.
and you fight to reopen something that was
Already open.
already open.
Right. Well, and
It's like,
and I mean it's fascinating when you kind of unpack all the layers because not only are we fighting to reopen something that was already open, but have paid significant
lots and lots and
money.
lots and
Yeah.
lots of money.
And so,
Yeah.
but there's just so much happening. I mean, I look at our food chain too. That's been heavy on my mind. My friend that's a dietitian always tells me my plate is supposed to be green, have all kinds of colors.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know, I'm afraid of the colors.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to have a brown
You're-
plate for a little while.
You're avoiding that lettuce.
Yes, avoiding that lettuce. And it's just like I mean, how the whole food chain. I mean, the eggs have salmonella. The lettuce has, what is it? I don't even
I
want to
can't even say
say
it.
it exactly.
Yeah,
The
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 C word,
blueberries
where
have
this
E.
thing-
coli.
yeah, right,
I mean,
yeah.
this. It's we're in some wild times around like just the absurdities of folks that they elected this president because they wanted to be able to afford the price of eggs, and now we you got salmonella in your eggs,
Yeah.
and and the food chain has been compromised because you've got all these federal agencies that used to monitor these things, and so it's just so much happening at every level. So both a global scale, but also right here at home.
Yep. Well, Mr. John Kennedy said he believes that the president likes all these strikes, and that 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 he says you got to kill a few chickens to scare the monkeys. Where does he come up with this stuff?
I don't even know. I don't even know.
Sometimes you have to kill a few chickens to scare the monkeys.
When are chickens
First,
and monkeys
I
ever
mean,
together?
well, there you go. I mean, we're talking farmland and jungle, aren't we?
Right,
I mean,
right. They
or the
don't go
zoo.
together, right?
I mean, I don't think we
It-
keep chickens
It's
at the zoo.
No, they're not. They're not.
Monkeys at the zoo. Monkeys in the
Yeah,
jungle and the rainforest, I guess. But chickens,
yeah,
monkeys.
yeah. I
I
don't
don't.
know.
I don't know. I mean, that's pretty
That's wild.
wacko.
And I think that he prides himself on his local colloquialisms and sayings. But I think he kind of strayed on that because I was like, when it doesn't make any sense. When are monkeys and chickens ever together? And what I think is his point is, it feels certainly valid, right? Like at the end of the day, like why are we striking?
Right.
And why are we continuing this? But
Yep.
again, like I tell folks, you got to pay attention to what's happening. And a war benefits power. It
Indeed.
benefits power.
Indeed. There's this whole complex that exists even during peace times.
Yep.
But then when war comes, it's like,
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
my hands on more and very quickly.
And now for sure.
And
For sure.
very, very quickly.
But
Because you
also,
have to feed the war.
you do.
I mean, you have to feed the war.
Well, and as evidenced by this current one with Iran, it seemed like we were all powerful, and then America and everybody else in the world quickly found out that again, a strait that was open and used for international commerce is now, in the midst of this, this war that seemingly doesn't have a purpose other than to hoard power, spend money, make certain people rich. But also your gas still costs, $4 a gallon. It's crazy. And I
Well,
think that's the thing that, folks have to, recognize in these moments is that who like that's why voting matters. Your vote is your voice, is your power. And, and here's another thing too about Congress. Okay, so you have an opportunity November 3rd to elect a new Congress. And I tell people all the time, we have not, like this current Congress as it stands has abdicated its role
mm-hmm,
to the executive branch.
mm-hmm.
And it is time for us to elect a Congress that's going to do their job so that all three branches of government work effectively. And I think that people, like it's been so long since we've seen all three branches doing its job that, we forget that actually there's supposed to be checks and balances. The president shouldn't even be going to war. I mean, Congress should be deciding these
And we
things.
all should want that.
Absolutely.
Checks and
Checks and
balances.
balances. Exactly.
I mean, even if it were Democratic White House, Democratic House, Democratic Senate, Republican White House, Republican House, Republican Senate,
Yep.
I don't think we want people just saying, yes, sir, yes, ma'am.
Right.
Represent me and my interests from your
Exactly.
district
Exactly.
and look out for me, look out for us, and,
Exactly.
raise some questions.
Absolutely.
Even if you're going to end up voting yes, raise some questions.
Exactly.
But the way so many of these things are going, it's like, did y'all even talk about this? Did you read the bill? Did you?
Yeah.
Man,
No,
it's
they're
just,
it's just
mm.
push,
And,
push, push.
and even now, I mean, it's been a little while now, but still finding stuff in the big, beautiful bill.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Now we got that same
I
act out
refuse
there.
to call it that.
Woo!
I call it the big ugly bill.
Yeah,
because,
right. Yeah.
People don't. This is what's important about Louisiana and what people forget. We have one of the most powerful congressional delegations in the country, but yet our Speaker of the House, who's from North Louisiana,
Mm-hmm.
he did not fight to stop Medicaid cuts to
No.
Louisiana, and he
No.
has the largest amount of Medicaid recipients in his district.
Right.
Didn't
Right.
fight for Louisiana, didn't fight for the people. And I think that like we don't talk about the fact that, these cuts are significant. More than 50% of the state's budget comes from the federal government. And part of that, most of that is Medicaid. And so when you start to have these conversations, I'm like, yo, people are gonna die.
Absolutely.
People are gonna die. There's gonna be a lack of access to care. People are gonna lose jobs because rural health, hospitals and healthcare centers aren't going to be able to operate. They're not going to be able to make it. There's no money. And I think that, we just, like you hear the news and the headlines, but what that means for a state like Louisiana, that's a really poor state that has won the race to the bottom, it means that people are going to die. And our powerful delegation, with the exception of the leadership of Troy Carter, has voted against the people of Louisiana every single time.
Over and over and over again. And you're pointing to health care. And, one of the kind of sneaky things they did was, putting things in there that won't take effect until after
2027.
the election.
Yeah, after the election, of course.
But the people who have to manage these things, they see what's coming.
Yep.
And so they're already making changes.
Yep.
So the impact is not going to be until 2027. It's like you trying to buy a house. You can't just go out there the next day. You got to get all your stuff together.
Exactly.
So people who managing these healthcare facilities, and particularly in rural areas,
absolutely,
they got to make some hard choices.
Yeah.
And in rural communities, that often means you got to go another several miles.
Yeah.
Maybe in 20 miles.
Right. No, you got to go an hour. And already you got to go an hour. So then now it's going to be 2 hours. So you're spending 4 hours of your day trying to access medical care. Right. It's crazy.
And what if you're working?
Yeah. And what we know about Louisiana is that you have to be working, because we got all these work requirements. Absolutely. And all these things. And so at the end of the day, it's like, make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Yep.
Put people first. And I would be remiss, because I also, the new map has already taken root in my mind, but also Troy Carter and Cleo Fields have been the only two dissenting votes and the only people representing the interests of the people of Louisiana. Yeah. While the rest of this delegation has just said, the party politics are more important than the people.
Right. Well, we're going to have more news and information and conversation, and we certainly welcome you to be a part of that. Miss Ashley, what's that talk line number if somebody wants to join us in conversation this morning?
Yeah, please call us at 504-582-9422.
This is WBOK, and when we come back, we're going to have conversation about teens and social media. We're going to be talking with Meta and see what they're doing. So, we got all kinds of things going on with Meta, this, Meta, that. So we're going to try to focus on teens at the moment and see what's going on. And we'll get to some of the other stuff as we move on. All right, this is WBOK, 1230 a.m., what New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Psst, come close. No, closer. Have you heard about the new blues show? It's the Blues Buffet with Jay Boogie, serving up all the blues you love to listen to.
Hey, New Orleans, it's Jay Boogie inviting you to join me for the Blues Buffet, the best soul blues mix on the planet. Happening Saturday night at 9 o'clock, right here at 1230 a.m. WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
Throughout July, Louisiana residents get half off general admission to the National World War II Museum. Take advantage of 50% off and beat the summer heat at New Orleans' #1 attraction. Don't wait. Plan your visit at nationalww2museum.org.
This summer, the place to be is downtown. From incredible restaurants and shopping to retail, wellness, and so much more. Enjoy special offers and discounts from participating downtown businesses all season long. Brought to you by the Downtown Development District. Whether it's after work, date night, or weekend fun, there's always something happening downtown. Plan your next outing at participating locations like Coppervine, Mother's, the Audubon Aquarium, and Riverwalk Outlets. Visit downtownnola.com. Summer starts here.
Life has a way of shifting priorities, changing needs, and pivoting plans. Home Bank is there for all of them. Their bankers partner with you for every step along the way, from understanding your needs to celebrating your success. Home Bank is invested in the vibrant spirit of our community and in you. So partner with them. Stop on by any banking center in the greater New Orleans area or visit home24bank.com to get started today. Good for business, good for life. Home Bank, a member of the FDIC.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age. making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When I hit my 50s, I felt like things were slowing down.
This is Sandra's Metamucil story.
I started taking Metamucil for digestion, but had no idea it would impact so much more. Not only did Metamucil help me feel more regular, but my heart health saw the benefits too.
Metamucil, one simple routine, 4 health benefits. Digestive health starts here. Go to metamucil.com for more details.
This is Andronika Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock, where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
Well, Saints of God, this is Pastor David Impartan Sr. coming to you over the airways of WBOK, your favorite host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want to invite you to our show every Saturday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. That's Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want you to invite your family and friends to a broadcast that's designed to change your life, the way you think, the way you act, and what you eat. We want you to tune in every Saturday at 1 o'clock, WBOK, 12:30 a.m. See you on Saturday.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans' leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Today is a WDSU first warning weather alert day due to some extreme heat for today. We do have heat advisories in effect and an extreme heat warning. Basically, we could feel like 108 to 115 today. The actual highs will be 93 to 99 degrees, a spotty shower or two for the afternoon. Then we get to Wednesday, another hot day expected, highs 93 to 98 degrees. We could see more heat advisories popping up, and then expecting rain by Thursday. For the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Reshaw.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. We really appreciate it if you've been tuning in since 702, 704, 706, 710, or even 723. It's 7:25 a.m. right now, and if you got to be somewhere at 7:30, you got about 5 minutes to get on over where you need to be. Perhaps you're real close and pull it in. Watch out for the cars to your left, to your right, or behind you. So you don't scratch up anybody else's or yours. And if you haven't left home, you got to be somewhere at 7:45, 8 o'clock. Got a little bit more time, so please take care of your personal care items at home.
Yes.
Gentlemen, trim those mustaches at home. And for people of a certain age, go ahead and take care of that nose hair at home.
Right. We don't need you distracted.
Trying to look in that rearview mirror.
Okay.
All right. And ladies, makeup at home. And you look pretty anyway. You probably look even better because you got a full-size mirror at home as opposed to that little mirror in there or using that phone thing.
Yeah.
Take care of that home and be safe out there on the road. And Ashley mentioned our babies and kiddos out there. And some of them getting ready to go to school. But right now, they're still having a fun time. So they're running all over creation. So watch out for them.
Yes.
I'm Will Sutton here with Ashley Shelton. We're jumping into a conversation with Jen Hanley. Jen Hanley from Meta. Good morning. You're on with Will Sutton and Ashley Shelton. How are you?
Good morning, Will. Good morning, Ashley. I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Well, welcome
Yes,
to the Good Morning Show. Happy to have you. And, of course, Meta is doing all kinds of things, and you're in the news for all kinds of things. But today we're going to talk about teens and supervision and what y'all are doing to help us with our teens. So I'm going to open it up, and you can give us a bit of an overview, and then we can have some conversation about this.
Absolutely. Well, Will, thanks for having me to talk about this, because it's always an important issue when we're talking about how we can help teens have safer and age-appropriate experiences on our platforms. And what I really want to talk about today is some new protections that we're putting in place to really help support teens, and where we're going to be, letting supervising parents know if their teen is discussing suicide or self-harm with Meta AI. We're really working to make sure that we're providing the right support for teens, but also want to alert parents if their teen's discussing something, along those sensitive topics. They're really meant to provide parents with expert resources to help them have really difficult conversations at home.
So, how do you go about that? I mean, Jen, I hear you, but let's face it. I mean, it's one thing dealing with a teen who's 13.
Right.
And a whole different thing dealing with a teen who's 15.
Yep.
And different thing dealing with a teen who's 17, 18 19. And so that's kind of different levels of participation and activity with social media generally and Instagram and all in particular. So what are we talking about?
Yeah, so first of all, for parents out there, we have something called teen accounts. Those are default built-in protections for teens, who are 13 to 17 or under 18 on our platforms, right? So those are built-in protections. But we also have parental supervision. So as you're talking about your 13-year-old is different from your 15-year-old, who's different from your 17-year-old, you can use supervision to kind of customize that experience depending on what type of insights and supervision you want for your teen. And this is just another way of providing insights in really, around hard conversations. So if your teen might be at risk, if they are engaging with AI, we started this with Instagram earlier in the year, we are working to alert parents. So if your teen has been chatting, around those topics and we think that they may be at risk of suicide or self-harm, what we're going to be able to do is surface an alert to the parent who's kind of enrolled in supervision. And it provides expert-backed resources. It really gives you a way to talk to your teen in a time they might be in distress. And at the same time, the teen is able to get connected to resources as well.
One question, Will and I were talking on the break about how, kids talk these days, right? Like there's a lot, it is unfortunate, but a lot of kids, they just, there's, they've made some of the self-harm, they've just made it a way of, it's just like a statement, right? Like, it's like, I just notice when I'm around young people, it's like, they just say it with no, they're like, oh my gosh, like, I'm going to go play in traffic. I'm going to kill myself. Like, oh my gosh. And it's like, it's not like I'm going to harm myself. It's just, they're saying it in passing. And again, it's terrible. And these aren't things we should ever, play about, but it is certainly the way that young people are talking right now. And so, and so how is, Meta and, and AI able to discern actual harm or actual, actual issue versus, kids just talking the way the kids talk right now?
That's exactly right, Ashley. And we worked with about 75 clinicians, mental health experts from around the world to kind of help inform these alerts. Because we don't want to over-alarm parents. Exactly as you said, the way teens talk, or, I remember from when I was a teen, mopey song lyrics even. We want to make sure we're not being rigid and just tying it directly to keywords. But we do have a dedicated AI system that's kind of looking at the full context of those conversations. So it's looking at the context of what the teen's putting in there. Again, trying to differentiate between song lyrics or, casual conversation and something that really might indicate that there could be a problem, that there could be some self-harm there. So, we're really trying to get that balance right with the parent alerts. And that's, why we have the system in place. We continue to build on it. Right now, in the initial phases of it, we even have some manual review. So if our system, identifies that something may have triggered it, there's also a human who's kind of looking at that before the alert is sent. We're trying to quickly get the alerts to parents when they're needed, but getting that balance right is exactly the key to this.
So this is what are you finding in terms of offering this for parents to supervise versus kids that are going unsupervised?
Yep. So if kids are unsupervised, they'll still get connected with resources. We want to make sure that they do have support. So if they're typing into the AI system things that might trigger, our alert system, they will get connected to resources. If they're searching for something on Instagram, for example, they will get connected to resources. This goes a step further, but we really do need to know who the parent is of the child to be able to send them the actual alert and notification. So we want to make sure we're taking care of those teens whose parents aren't supervising. But really, we do think it's best for parents to use the supervision tools. They're easily available on our Family Center. And again, in addition to getting these alerts, you as a parent can set, more restricted time limits than our defaults. You can see who your teen's following, who they're, connecting with online, who they've been messaging with recently. So there's a lot of reasons you as a parent might want to use our supervision tools. But we want to make sure we have protections and safeguards in place for those who don't have supervising parents too.
And so how can parents learn more about how to access these teen accounts and to be able to add, some level of supervision to what their kids are engaging with online?
Well, so first of all, the teen accounts, parents don't have to do anything at all. Teens are automatically defaulted into teen accounts. So those have content restrictions, time restrictions, even sleep mode turned on. That's automatic for everyone, who is a teen on our platforms. But for the parental supervision and to learn more about teen accounts, Meta's Family Center, familycenter.meta.com, is really a central hub. You can get info on teen accounts, the supervision tools there across our platforms, and expert-backed resources. So guides to have hard conversations at home, whether it's around, what is AI and how are you using it, to, how do you feel about your well-being and your time spent online. So that's a real centralized hub for parents to kind of get all the information they might need.
So what are some of the, just to kind of move into kind of quote unquote safe category now, what are teens looking for? So maybe they're not trying to harm themselves. What are they looking for when they are using the social media account, when they are using AI? What are they looking for? I am much older than a teen. I have no idea what they're looking for. I mean, it's been some time since we've had search engines, but I'm still in the, search engine and going on social media and trying to figure out what I'm trying to find.
Right.
But what are teens looking for?
I hear this from parents a lot, and we do have a guide to even help you as a parent understand, what are they doing with AI? What are they doing, even just online overall, but what are they doing with AI? We have some great resources for parents. They're looking for support. They're looking sometimes even just to try out conversations. They're looking for learning. I've heard also great things about teens using AI, RAI, and others to really help them even with civic causes in their communities. And so, different than a search engine, but they're kind of having engaging conversations. And that support is really important. And so that's kind of where we learned from all these mental health experts that teens were turning to AI for support. And we wanted to make sure, that we were doing the right thing, again, if they were having these conversations that get into these really sensitive topics. But a lot of the time they're looking for fun. They're having a good time. They're learning. They're kind of engaging with it in new and innovative ways.
So you mentioned RAI. What is that?
Yep. So for example, we have AI assistants. You can use Instagram, or I do it on WhatsApp sometimes, some really fun things where you can imagine different things, imagine yourself and, transform a picture into something fun. You can use AI on Instagram, again, to plan something interesting in your community. You can use it for learning. There are all sorts of different experiences that teens can do when they're using AI on our platforms. And again, these alerts are starting with our Instagram experience. We also, as teens are using AI on our platforms, have, those teen accounts apply there. So the content that they're getting back is going to be age appropriate as well. We have content defaults in place on Instagram, for example, that's meant to be like a 13 plus movie or television experience. That same thing will apply as it comes to the content that teens are getting as they engage with the AI chats.
You know, we've seen a huge uptick in, cyberbullying and certainly, we would hope that kids are taking, asking AI to take a photo and change it for fun and having a good time. But we certainly also know that teens are using this to, they're using it for not so great reasons and to bully, right? And to take advantage of kids in their classes, kids in their community. And so can you talk a little bit about how you guys are trying to deal with how young people are using AI to bully?
Yeah, and we have worked on and really tried to, help prevent bullying and help kids know what to do if they are in a bullying situation for more than a decade. We have, bullying prevention experts that are part of our youth advisors. So as new and emerging ways come about when it comes to bullying or potential use of bullying on our platforms, we work with those experts too to help us. What are the resources that are needed? What are the interventions that are needed? Or as you're talking about, manipulated images or things like that, we want to make sure that we have systems in place that can help people, identify if something like that has happened as well, so they know what to do if it's happening to them, or if they come across something that may have been done as well. So there's a lot of work we've done in that space and will continue to do to really help on the safety side.
So Ashley mentioned bullying. One of the things that happens with bullying is you tend to do that with people you know. And that you feel like you can hurt them, if not physically, then mentally. And you want them to feel bad. Or with the AI tools, are you able to see the people with whom they've been communicating and see if they are moving in the direction of potential harm, not to themselves, but to someone else, kind of walking down the path with, I don't like what you said, I'm going to do this to you, or even creating an image that is unflattering?
So, AI tools help us in a lot of different ways. So there are ways we use AI behind the scenes to, help us, again, identify when we may need to surface these alerts. These alerts are just related to suicide and self-injury right now, but we continue to have conversations with experts about, other things that might be helpful as well. We also use AI to help us prioritize as people report. So if you are experiencing bullying on our platforms, you can kind of always click those 3 dots to report to us. I always want to remind teens especially, but even, parents and other adults that, reporting is anonymous. So if someone's bullying you and you're experiencing that on the platform, you can report that to us. You can also block or restrict that person. And technology like AI helps us prioritize those reports and make sure that they're getting triaged and action is taken as needed. So, and even as you're talking about those kind of images or other things, reporting is a great way to help deal with those as well. And AI can help with that behind the scenes.
So let's switch into gear about Instagram and for we people of a chronologically gifted age. So those of us who, maybe we're beyond even the teens. I mean, Ashley has a teen, but I'm long ago from teens. So I got younger ones in the grand category. What are some of the things that, let's say there's a grown, mature adult, no kids at home, and they have heard of Instagram, and they just want to get started so they can kind of see what is out there. So they don't have an account. They just like, okay, I'm going to venture here. I'm certainly not going to be spending all of my time. I just hear about this, and I want to see what my grands and my grandnephews are talking about. Where do they start? How do they start?
Okay, well, if this is you, I will tell you this, or others in your community. If you haven't started and you're an adult and you don't have teens or anything like that, there's so many great things you can do. You can go to Instagram.com. You can set up an account. And you can, learn about things in your community. You're in New Orleans. You could follow different people who are creators that focus on food. You could focus on cultural things. You could focus on sports. So really, it's meant to really help you explore your interests and your community and connect with others if you want. So connecting with those family members where you might want to see pictures of the teens growing up, for example. So it's a great place to connect with family members. But again, exploring your community, I think, is one of the most fun things. I'm a mom, so I love Instagram. It gives me, there are people that I follow that give me ideas of what to do with my kids pretty much every weekend. There are creators out there that have, all sorts of information about free exhibits, park activities, splash pads on these really hot days. You're talking about 108 degrees. Like, there are a lot of parent creators that have really fun information for families of stuff to do to stay cool during the summer or keep your kids engaged while they're bored if they're out of school. So I think as an adult, go online, go on Instagram, sign up for an account, and really explore those interest areas. And you might get connected to all sorts of new content and new things that you want to do within your community. So it's kind of about using that online world to connect offline as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jen, for joining us this morning. Always good to learn a little bit more about things that we hear about, know a little bit about, and learn some more. I'm glad that you all are working on these teen accounts. It's not like you haven't been doing that, but AI is a whole different thing, and that's changing things every darn day. And it's fascinating to watch the young people grow up with this. We were fascinated to have computers. Yeah, and now they've got all of this. So I'm glad that you are working to keep them safe and keep them in the lanes where they can be, to have some fun and get educated, learn about their communities. So thank you very much. Lord's blessings.
Thanks, Will. Thanks, Ashley.
All right, Lord's blessings. Have a great day.
Take care.
All right. So we learned a little bit more about Instagram and teen accounts. I'm interested in some of that myself, but I don't have teens. Did you learn anything? Maybe not.
It's hey, I mean, my teen is 19.
Well,
so
yeah,
I'm on
right.
the older,
That's a whole different thing.
It's but it is, certainly for those 12, 13, 14-year-olds, this is a tool that folks can use, and that's, FamilyCenter.meta.com, certainly is a tool. Because here's the other thing too, is that even from an educational perspective, I worry less about AI and I worry about all of it, but AI and social media is one thing, but like AI and schoolwork, right? Even professionally, I always tease folks. I was like, these tools now, it's like everybody's using, AI to write emails and do all the simple things. And it's like, come on, and so how are our kids going to develop and learn how to write and learn how to put an cohesive argument together if AI is doing it, And so I think that those are the things that I worry about too with AI, is that, you've got, it's just an influx of so much things that undermine a larger, it's a beautiful thing to know how to write.
Yeah, right.
It's a beautiful gift.
Absolutely.
And everybody should have some basics. And and you're not going to always have AI to go ask. And so then what,
Yeah, absolutely. I love what I saw one teacher do. I saw this a few days ago. So he gave
the
these
Madagascar.
Students... Yes! Wasn't that?
That was brilliant. Yeah, and they fell for it. It was like, and who didn't even proofread their work? Just crazy.
Yeah, so for those of you all who haven't seen it, the teacher gave them an assignment knowing that they would use AI. And he hid the word Madagascar in there to see if they would even check. Right. And they didn't.
They didn't. I mean, absurd sentences were created.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
But,
well, I did the work. Wink, wink, wink.
Right.
No, you didn't.
No, exactly. And also too, I just teased. I was like, I just don't find it to be so smart either.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I'm smarter than a fifth grader.
Well,
I don't know if AI is.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to keep saying AI because that's what people say, but I'm still struggling with the idea of artificial and intelligent.
Okay, right.
Not so sure about
They
that.
aren't going together. That's
Yeah,
like
right.
Sometimes it's about oxymoron. Okay.
All right, it is 7:46 a.m. I'm Will Sutton here with Ashley Shelton. We're going to go to a break, and when we come back, we're going to have more news and information to share with you. And don't forget, all things go well, and as planned, we'll be hearing from our New Orleans Chief of Police, Ann Kirkpatrick, coming up. So, Ashley, what is that talk line number if anybody wants to join in on this
please
conversation?
Call us at 504-582-9422.
This is WBOK, 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about
all day long.
Attention, WBOK listeners. Are you a fan of the station and want to show your support and style? Well, we've got some exciting news for you. Introducing the official WBOK merchandise, the perfect way to wear your love for the station. Whether you're a longtime listener or a new fan, we've got something for everyone. Head to WBOK1230.com now and grab your WBOK gear before it's gone. When you buy WBOK merch, you're not just getting quality items, you're supporting the station you love.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana companies through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about what the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation does, please visit www.jazzandheritage.org.
A careless driver can change your life in an instant. Do you know what to do or who to call? If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident and do not have an attorney, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free consultation. We can answer all of your questions and estimate the potential value of your case. Call Auto Accident Help Desk and connect with an expert personal injury attorney.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Don't worry how to handle your medical bills, lost wages, and pain. We will get you the money you deserve.
They got me way more than the insurance company offered.
The consultation is free, and you do not pay any legal fees unless we win or settle your case. Make the smart call. If you've been injured in an auto accident, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free legal consultation.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Did you hear the news? Dr. Clark's 101 The Living Classroom has a new time. Catch us now every Wednesday at noon. Same program, same great conversations. Just a new time. So catch Dr. Clark's 101 The Living Classroom this Wednesday and every Wednesday only on WBOK. What New Orleans is talking about.
This is Andronica Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. It is 7:50 a.m. You got somewhere to be at 8. You got about 9-10 minutes. And I am Will Sutton. I'm here with Ashley Shelton.
Good morning.
Always good to be thinking about safety when it comes to online and social media and all. As you all know, we look for news and information that you might want to hear, definitely need to hear. And sometimes we look for things that maybe you missed. So, of course, everybody by now, even if you're not a sports fan, NBA fan, or even a LeBron fan, the big news is that LeBron James is leaving the Lakers and going to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yes.
So one of the things that has happened is there are dominoes falling without getting into all of the specifics of that. So with him going there, then other players are making their decisions. And one of the Memphis Grizzlies decided that he didn't care. He would take a pay cut to go and play with LeBron in Philadelphia. So this has resurfaced some video comments about the places where LeBron might play, would play. And so LeBron had some few choice words about Memphis, and let's hear what he had to say.
Travel get worse for you, or
Yeah.
yeah, it just wears on you more?
Yeah, random Tuesday in Milwaukee, staying at the Hyatt at 41 years old. You think I want to do that? Being in Memphis on a random ass Thursday. I'm not like the first guy even talk about it in the NBA. Like we all like, you guys have to move. Just go over to Nashville. You got Vanderbilt over there. You got the NASCAR. You got a stadium. Don't they got a hockey team too?
Yeah, Predators.
Yeah. Like they got everything.
Doesn't look like LeBron's going to be on the Grizzlies anytime soon, so Grizzly fans out there.
Yeah, they know. Their only chances in 2003 if they would have won the lottery to give me that. And I might have pulled a Eli Manning and not showed up.
So does it travel get worse for you?
Woo, boy.
Yeah, and this is coming from a guy from Cleveland.
From
okay?
Cleveland.
You know, it's so funny how folks think about the South and, you know, and talk about the South. And it's like, dude, I mean, I've been to Cleveland. I wasn't impressed. I enjoyed Memphis way more than I enjoyed Cleveland.
Yeah, yep. Well, he, you know, I mean, he came back and said, you know, it's really more, don't get so freaked out because it's really about, you know, midweek, you know, and, you know, playing midweek and being in a random city and not particularly having the best of times other than playing the game. Well, it kind of upset some folks in Memphis and including state representative. Justin, Jared, how close are we to having that? Maybe no, not yet. Okay, because it upset some people in Memphis, and they wanted to kind of clap back.
Yeah.
About how he was dissing Memphis, and
well,
so
you don't ever really want Justin Pearson to read you. And so at the end of the day, you know, he's quick. You know, he's quick-witted, and so, you know, if you got Justin Pearson reading you, you got a problem because he's, like I said, he says what needs to be said.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, imagine somebody saying something bad about New Orleans. It's like, you know what? I'm just not going to let you do that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, Justin Pearson had a few choice words for LeBron.
I'm going to take 30 seconds here to talk about LeBron. What he said was foul. And to say something like that while you are a billionaire on the golf course with all these white people talking down on one of the blackest cities in the country is wrong. Because it fails to recognize the realities of what we are dealing with in Memphis and Shelby County and in this district. I'm going to take 30 seconds here to talk about LeBron.
Well, all right now.
Yeah, you got straight to it.
Don't come from my
point.
community.
Exactly.
Don't come from my community. So, Mr.
Straight
Pearson defending Memphis. And at one point, he goes on to talk about some of the Memphis special places that black folks have in Memphis. And it's like, I'll go to this place, and I'll go to that place, and I'll go to Beale Street. And he said, and I'll have dinner with Ja. I don't need to have dinner with LeBron.
Well, there you go. There
Yeah.
you go.
Yep. Although I think he would accept a nice, healthy financial donation to help some kids in Memphis.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, and
Oh,
maybe
boy.
LeBron will do that after.
Yeah.
Say a comment. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Absolutely. Well, there are other things going on in the news. And one of those things I want to get to before we get out of here is, have y'all seen and heard what's happening with Howard University? Oh, my goodness.
And everybody's weighing in.
Oh, my. It's like, oh, my my goodness, it's like everybody who's gone to almost any kind of college, but especially HBCUs. You talk about the run around, the run to here, run to there. So and so doesn't know what they're doing, and so. Well, now you're talking about people's money.
Yeah.
And it's become a hot mess all over social media. We don't have time to get into that right now, but let's get to that before the end of the show. I know we got a bunch of Howard graduates, good Howard alums out there. I'd love to know what y'all seeing and hearing and what y'all thinking about your school, the Mecca, getting all this attention, which is not so
and let's
positive.
be clear, too, and it's about the babies. These kids are getting purged because their scholarship money hadn't hit yet, and, and school's about to start. Like, you've done all the work, you graduated, you got in, and then, and then you're out because your scholarship hadn't hit. And it's like, how does it even work? Especially if your scholarship is from Howard. Okay.
Yep. Well, we're going to look at that and some more during the show before we get out of here and make room for the front porch. Right now, we're going to go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, if all things go okay, we'll be hearing from our New Orleans Chief of Police, Ann Kirkpatrick. It's 7:58 a.m. You got somewhere to be at 8. You got about 2 minutes to get there, so hopefully in some cases, you can slide on over to the other side of the bed, fire up the laptop, and get to work. Ashley, what's that talk line number if somebody wants to call a little bit during the show?
Yes, 504-582-9422. Please give us a call.
WBOK, 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about
all day long.
WBOK New Orleans, home of the Good Morning Show, 7 to 9 a.m. weekdays.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. 7 Save-A-Lot stores on Chicago's south and west sides have closed, leaving some neighborhoods facing reduced access to groceries.
It's the same old story, to be honest with you. And it's not just here, it's nationally when it comes down to black communities.
Company officials say they're working with community leaders to explore alternative food options for residents. Authorities in Los Angeles County are investigating anti-Semitic vandalism at the former Pasadena Jewish Temple and Center. Community members say a mural created after the Eaton fire was defaced with swastikas and hateful graffiti, damaging a symbol of hope and resilience for the Altadena community. And Atlanta rapper Lil Baby helped thousands of students prepare for the new school year during his annual Back to School Fest. The event provided free school supplies, clothing, food, and community resources to about 4,000 children and families. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Good morning. Wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Morning Show at 8 a.m. I'm Will Sutton, here with Ashley Shelton, and as promised, we have our very own New Orleans Police Chief, Ann Kirkpatrick.
Yes, good morning. Good morning.
Well, good morning. I'm delighted to be back. It's been a minute or two.
It has.
Yeah.
It has. Things happen when you have a big job like yours.
Well, it's one of my favorite audiences to get to speak to, so I'm always tickled to come to WBOK.
Well,
wonderful.
We like having you here, and it's always good to hear from the very top of the New Orleans Police Department. Well, one of the things that has been happening this year is some particularly good news, and that is all kinds of crime drops.
Yes.
All
right.
kinds of crime drops. I mean,
Right.
obviously the police, so across the country, it's like protect and serve.
Right.
Protect and serve. But the reality is things happen and then you have to go into a different gear.
Mm-hmm.
But you want fewer of those things to happen so you can spend more time on the protect and serve.
Yes.
So give us an update about the
Well,
crime.
the national average for, let's just use homicide, let's use murders. The national average drop is 18%. We've been beating national averages since I got here. As of this morning, we're about 24% down from where we were this time last year. And then if you even look at it from the 2022 height, I mean, we're down in the 60s and 70%. So we are beating national averages, and it's not only in the murders, which is the most important because it's the taking of life, right?
Yeah.
And we find life precious and valued. But from armed robberies, the gun violence issues, aggravated assaults, carjackings, robberies, those are the ones that typically involve the gun violence. And we have just been continually to press in, and we have fruit to show for it. So it's all been a positive trend. But it's always important that I never forget to say that if you even have one person who has lost a life or been a victim of violence, it's not a statistic to them. And so we want to always remember there are grieving families, there are grieving friends, and that some person has been dramatically impacted. So I always think it's important that we don't think in terms of just a number.
No, for sure.
So one of the things that happens with crime dropping, this is your lane, not mine, but when you have crime drop, you're able to deploy resources in some different ways.
Well, that's right.
So what kinds of things have you been able to do with the crime drop?
So that is also due to partnerships that we've had. And we all know that we've had a successful relationship with LSP. We've had a successful relationship with our feds. And so we actually literally get together in a room, about 50 to 75 people every single week. And because we have extra resources out there and the crime is dropping, we can be the proactive and prevent the crime. And that's what you're also seeing that impacts those numbers and those trends going down because we're proactive. And you also have noticed, hopefully, the dramatic increase in even traffic enforcement. And so that plays a role.
Yes, I have.
I have a feeling, Will, that means you may have gotten a ticket. But
I didn't because I saw it fast enough to slow down.
To slow down. And that's what... Okay, so, Will, that is exactly the mission. I wanted us to return to a community that when you see the police, you kind of brace. That's what it should be. That's the way it was when we were growing up. When you saw the police, you braced and you hit that brake and you did whatever. But it's also when, if I go to any community in this city and meet with the community, typically their number one ask is for traffic enforcement. And they also don't want a community where anything goes. We're a city of great tolerance. We are not a city of lawlessness. And so that is also playing a major role in reducing crime.
So let's talk about that for a minute.
Sure.
There are more places where I've been, kind of my normal routes, and I'm seeing more police, and I'm seeing these speed guns, and I'm seeing them stop people. I haven't been stopped. Hope not to be stopped. But now that you're able to put more emphasis on that, what is happening with more police officers doing that kind of thing? Are you stopping more people? Do you have any indication that there are people like me who are pumping the brakes and slowing down? What's the result of putting more emphasis on traffic.
There's a direct result to people's lives being saved. So we can look at fatalities, and we know that when people buckle up, when they drive slower, those are your biggest contributors to death associated with crashes. So we've seen a direct response, or correlation, I should say, with literally people's lives being saved. So that's what we ultimately want, right? But it is not a fishing expedition because, the speeding and you can't pull a person over without the probable cause. So we do see people, like you say, who brace when they see the police. And we do want that. Now, in a stop, you may not realize, but typically not 100% of the time, an officer has already run your registration on your license plate, so they have some indication who owns this car and drives this car. So when they come to the window to ask you for your identification, they're running name checks as well, just to make sure that is there a wanted person in this car, that type of thing. So it has impacts in that way, that if people have warrants for their arrest, and not every warrant is extraditable, and we'll say to the person, you need to get that taken care of. Mm-hmm. But a warrant is a mandate from the court to bring this person before a judge, most of the time. Not every single time, but most of the time.
Well, as someone that's on the road a lot, I think, and also just super busy, sometimes, those traffic tickets turn into a warrant if they are not paid.
That's correct.
And and people forget about it, right? Like they're just trying to make it.
Yes.
They're living their daily lives. What, are you guys are y'all thinking about any kind of programming to try to help folks that can't afford to pay a ticket, or, because I think that's also ultimately what happens, is that there are a lot of folks, I'm busy and just forget, but there are a lot of folks that just actually can't afford to pay their ticket.
There are a lot of people as well who can't afford to fix the equipment problems on a car, right?
Yeah.
And it can get into a spiraling negative impact.
Absolutely.
And that's why, and I support when a city, and I think we've done one or two since I've been here, and it's usually mandated out of City Hall versus the police department, but is where you have an amnesty program.
Yeah.
Where you can come in and fix these things so that it gives people an opportunity to get back even. And so there are some parts of the country, I came from the West Coast, as many people know, where they even have ordinances that give direction on matters such as that. But the goal isn't, I don't want a cop to just nickel and dime me. If you got me for speeding, then give me my speeding ticket, but don't, I don't need all these extra charges you get. Right.
Yeah.
And I think most officers have that kind of mindset. The main thing we want to do is deal with safety issues. Now, equipment is a safety issue. You have a burned out tail lights at night, we can't see you. So there's a balance in everything. And I believe in balanced approaches of dealing with people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And one other thing too that I worry about are our youth, right? And I feel like in our juvenile justice system and as well as our criminal justice system, that they are being unfortunately caught up in this conversation in a way that doesn't honor the fact that they're still children.
Yes, I know that we have diversion programs, and again, I support that. If we can divert even adults into programs where they are not saddled being in the criminal justice system, again, it gives the people an opportunity where they can be diverted. So we actually, in our city, have what is called a LEAD program, where some people who are caught in let's say, sex work, you can do a diversion. And so that's just one example. I mean, it's called LEAD. We just refer to it as the LEAD program. And it allows people to be diverted from a criminal justice approach to a public health approach. And that's our overarching goal and mission as a public health approach to criminal justice.
No, important, very important.
Well, we got some calls, and I want to get back to this traffic stop
Sure.
thing
Yeah.
because I tell you, it's been picking up.
A lot.
Yeah, quite a. And, I think it's a good thing.
No.
I think it's a good thing. All right. Good morning, Reverend Calhoun. You're on with Will Sutton, Ashley Shelton, and our Chief of Police, Ann Kirkpatrick.
Good morning to all. Chief, I want to know, could you speak to the status of the academy coming down into the lower 9? If that's still on track, is that still going to happen? And as well as, have you any information on an uptick in truancy? Is it getting better or worse? So I'll hang up and listen.
All right. Lord's blessings, sir. Have a great day.
Yeah. Thank you, Reverend. Always good to hear from you. So let's talk the academy. So this has gotten just a little bit of media attention, but I think it will get more when we have an official move into the new police academy. So for our community who's not aware, we had been operating our police academy out of the same facility that sits next to the 3rd District Police Station. So, and that's on Paris Avenue. That was a building that we were growing out of. Plus, it was having significant issues with air conditioning in that building. We had an opportunity through the school board partnership with the city to move into one of the high schools that had not, would be the right word? The school board did not continue operating a school. It just, I think, right. I think it was a matter.
So the building was there.
The building was there. It is in the lower 9th ward. It is a beautiful building. It is the Lawless or the MLK school campus, but because of lower enrollment, the school cannot continue to function there.
Right.
We had an opportunity through a city partnership to move into that facility as a police academy for not only NOPD, but we also believe in regionalization. So other departments, public health may have a clinic inside that school. EMS may be moving some people to the school. We want to open it up for our community to use the school. So we're in there right now in terms of our air conditioning is out on the 3rd District Station, but the contractual relationship is presently moving through both the police, the public school system, and the city council for the signature. So we're technically not officially in the building, but we are moving in that direction. So it's a great property, and we think will make a very positive difference in this community itself. So that's the academy.
Well, what's the timetable for getting that up to speed?
Well, as I said, we're actually operating an academy in there right as we speak.
Okay.
And so we believe that the contractual relationship should be finalized by the end of the month of August, and then we would do a public ribbon cutting ceremony, and that's when you'll probably see a lot more attention. But we want to thank the community as well for supporting our presence there, and we want to be very good neighbors.
Okay. Academy.
That's the academy.
Yeah. Well, you've got a number of applicants from what I hear.
Oh boy,
that looks like an explosion.
Yes, we have. We've had a 47% increase. Now, as you know, when I came here, I had 3 goals: to lower crime through strategies that we have fruit. We've already addressed that. To graduate from the consent decree. We did that almost a year ago. And the third one was the recruiting, and we just couldn't seem to get traction there. We have now turned a corner because we are using new approaches, what do the young people, how do they look for jobs? We listen to our recruits who are in the academy. We talk to other agencies around the country, what is working? What are you doing? And we just embrace those things with their own uniqueness, and our applications are up 47%.
That's amazing.
It is
That's
amazing.
a big leap. And
that's without reducing standards. And so you can always fill an empty seat, right? If you lower standards. And we have refused to lower standards. If anything, we're going to raise our standards, because the best of us always attracted to the hardest team to get on. And so you don't attract the best of the best by being the low ball. You attract them by saying, we are the best agency. You can join any police department or law enforcement agency around this country, but not just anybody can be an OPD officer. That's really what our standard is.
If you know, with that 47% increase, what's your diversity in terms of geography?
Yes.
Are people who are locals either in New Orleans, Greater New Orleans, Louisiana, applying more? Are there people in other states or certain states that want to come to New Orleans?
So I just got new statistics yesterday because we're starting a brand new class. Way the majority. So, for instance, we're going to have a class of about 35 to 40 starting in about 2 weeks. And I've already saw the list and where people are from. Way the majority are local, and that is what we want, right? We want to raise our own, we want our own people to join their police department and serve the city that they grew up in, or at least the region. So way the majority are local or from Louisiana. We do have people as far as New York. We have an officer or a person who's going to join our academy from my state, where I have my home, which is the Washington state, south of Seattle, from Olympia. We're going to have one from there. But we also, way the majority of our classes are people of color. And that's important because our own makeup in our city, our own demographics, we are a majority minority city. So it's really great. We are matching, if not ahead, of our community demographics. And lastly, about that, we have 27 to 28% females. That is blowing everybody out of the country.
Okay.
We are a police department with almost 30% women. That everybody in this country in law enforcement, eat your heart out, be jealous, because we just naturally have hired the best of the best. And when you do that, you'll always have diversity.
All right, we're gonna go to the phone line. Good morning, Noonie Man. You're on with Will Sutton, Ashley Shelton, and the Chief. How are you, sir?
Good morning to everybody. I got a number of questions, so I'm gonna try to be real quick because I know you got a lot of people on the line. My first question, Chief, is there's a complaint. Is there's a complaint against you? I want to know how that complaint is being held. How it's being dealt with. Number two, my question is, did you commission the Inspector General to carry a gun and a badge, and I need to know why. And my third question is, I see you bring the Inspector General in on a lot of cases, right? And my question is, do you trust your PIB? Because some of the cases you are bringing the Inspector General on, he has no business to be dealing with these cases. And the Inspector General is a vicious guy and everything. I want to know about your connection with the Inspector General. So can you explain them three things to me?
All right, Noonie. Let's hear from the
Sure.
Chief.
So I probably get more complaints than any other police officer through our PIB. I'm like anybody else. And so I'm subject to public complaints. I'm subject to internal complaints, just like anyone else. So through my time here, and that was true as a chief anywhere I have served. And so I actually believe that I should be treated just like any other police officer. My complaints, though, are not investigated by PIB. They are sent to either City Hall or to the city attorney's office, or they have the option to send it out of house. They can send it to an OIG, they can send it to a private attorney, but I'm investigated just like when I got here. I hadn't been here, maybe 3 weeks. I got my first complaint. You know what it was? It was a uniform complaint. Now, here's what the interesting thing is. I didn't have shirts to even fit me. I didn't even have a name tag that had been made for me. But because I didn't have a name tag, I got a uniform complaint. Those are the types of things.
You were out of uniform
I was
compliance.
out of uniform compliance. So I get complaints just like anybody else. I get some kind of occasionally, but I got investigated because I didn't have a name tag. It hadn't been made. I didn't have the shirts. I'm not the biggest officer. They had to have them cut. I mean, those are the kind of complaints. But I get serious complaints too. So that's the complaint one. Let's talk about the issuing of what we call it's a commission, the ability to carry a firearm. There is a state statute that says that they can carry a commission, and so I gave that to them only for the use of the gun. Now, I will tell you, most of the OIG investigators are former FBI, and so they actually don't have to have a commission, just like Ann Kirkpatrick or any retired police officer. I can carry a gun around the country, and because I'm retired law enforcement, you have to still remain qualified, but you are eligible for doing that. I just formalized it to be in compliance with a statute. Then what was the third one?
Well, before you move on to that.
Okay.
So I think Nooney's question was along the lines of, if this is not a part of their job, why do they need the commission?
Well, I can't tell you that it's not a part of their job. They have the right to carry, just like I have the right to carry.
Okay.
So it's a matter of complying with a statute that gives them the right to do it. So you can agree with it or not, but it is a governed statute. So that's the answer to that.
Okay.
What was the third one?
Why
the OIG?
Yeah, OIG.
Yeah.
OIG, yes.
Okay, so let me give you a little foundation there. The OIG can open any investigation he darn well pleases. We don't have to give him an investigation. He has every right to open an investigation. Now, back a year or so ago, we have some high-profile officers being investigated. We chose to not investigate those internally so that we would have a sense of arm's length transaction. Well, you could either give it to a outside attorney, which is extremely expensive, or you can give it to the OIG. There were only a few places where it could go. And so, or the attorney general. So if the attorney general declines to take a case, and let's say the city says we don't want to pay any more of these high legal fees, then the only other place to go was OIG. But the OIG can open any investigation, and he has. You've seen some recently. He doesn't need, we cannot control that. That's his right and his job. There you go.
Okay. All right. Well, with the number of people that you've had applying,
yes,
how many of those are you going to actually be able to accept? And
yes,
you've been here a number of times, and you've said a number of times that we're at about 900. I'm
Yes.
sure that number shifts,
right?
but that you'd like to have more than 1,000, 1,100, 1,200.
Correct.
Because of the type of city we are
Yes.
and the number of things we have to
Right.
deal with.
Right.
Will this help us get closer to that number?
Yes.
Or are you going to be able to fill those positions?
Yeah, so right now we're right about 910 officers. We have 45 recruits right now that are not counted in that 910. When they graduate, that hopefully most all of them will graduate, that'll push us up to around that 950 mark. And we're starting a brand new class with another 35 to 40 in it. So based on the math, but we also, you have to keep in mind, we have people about 70 to 75 officers a year who retire or separate for whatever reason. So from these, the net gain is what we're talking about. So we're hoping to be around that 950 to 975 mark by the end of the year. And we still want to encourage people to apply. Let us take a look at you and you look at us to see if it would be the right fit.
Wonderful. Well, I know you got to go.
Yep.
And we still have some folks who wanted to talk with you.
That's okay.
But hopefully you can listen in on the way to the next thing or
Yes, I shall.
or tune in later on after the show is recorded because I'd like to take those calls, though you won't be here. I'd like to take the calls so that you and we can hear
Yes.
what's on their minds.
Sure.
And perhaps you can give us an update. We look forward to having you
Yes.
return.
Will, thank you.
Chief.
Yes. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank
All
you,
right, we're
everyone.
going to go to break, and when we come back, we'll take these calls. You all hold on because though the chief has to go, we want to hear from you, and I'm sure she and her team will hear what's on your mind. She's got to make it on out, and but Ashley, what's that talk line number for others to call?
Yes, 504-582-9422. Give us a call.
This is WBOK 1230 AM, what New Orleans is talking about.
All day long.
Good Tuesday morning. I'm Daryl Forges with WDSU News, and here's your headlines. New Orleans police are investigating a double shooting in Central City. It happened on Washington Avenue near South Tonti Street just after midnight. Police say they found one victim on the scene and another was taken to the hospital in a private vehicle. No word on what led up to the shooting or the condition of either victim. In New Orleans East, a man is recovering right now after being shot at the intersection of Dwyer and Dowman last night. It happened at the corner of gas station right across from the Dowman Market. Police say EMS rushed the victim to the hospital. No word this morning on his condition, and police have not given any information on the suspect. If you know anything about either of these shootings I just mentioned, call Crime Stoppers. You know the number. It's 504-822-1111. Dozens of French Quarter businesses have cashed in on the city's grant program. That's funding specifically set aside for businesses affected by a major sewage and water board construction project. The city says $97,000 have been distributed to 26 businesses, supporting more than 200 jobs. Businesses along the normally vibrant shopping corridor have seen a nearly year-long disruption as a result of that construction, with some businesses shutting down. And getting booted in New Orleans now means paying more to get your car back. The city says it's increasing the fee for cars that get booted from $121 to $172. The change, which went into effect yesterday, comes after an ordinance adopted by the City Council tying the fees to the Louisiana Public Service Commission schedule. Fees are also going up for light and medium-duty towing, but are going down for heavy-duty tows. I'm Daryl Forges, and that's your headlines for WBOK. Have a great day.
Real issues, real talk, real solutions. Miss an episode of The Reality Check? You can catch every episode anytime. Search WBOK Media on your favorite podcast app to tap the bold commentary, real-time reactions, and powerful perspectives from the people and leaders shaping our city. Download, share, and rate it 5 stars because the real ones always stay informed.
This summer, the place to be is downtown. From incredible restaurants and shopping to retail, wellness, and so much more. Enjoy special offers and discounts from participating downtown businesses all season long. Brought to you by the Downtown Development District. Whether it's after work, date night, or weekend fun, there's always something happening downtown. Plan your next outing at participating locations like Coppervine, Mother's, the Audubon Aquarium, and Riverwalk Outlets. Visit downtownnola.com. Summer starts here.
Protect your community. Build your future. Looking for more than just a job? The Southeast Louisiana Flood Protection Authority East is hiring. Join the Flood Protection Authority on Tuesday, August 4th and Wednesday, August 5th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 6920 Franklin Avenue in New Orleans for a 2-day career fair. Meet hiring managers, interview for over 50 immediate openings, and discover a rewarding career protecting more than 1 million residents across Southeast Louisiana. Bring your resume and come dressed for success. Visit floodauthority.org for more information.
Well, Saints of God, this is Pastor David Impartan Sr. coming to you over the airways of WBOK, your favorite host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want to invite you to our show every Saturday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. That's Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want you to invite your family and friends to a broadcast that's designed to change your life, the way you think, the way you act, and what you eat. We want you to tune in every Saturday at 1 o'clock, WBOK, 12:30 a.m. See you on Saturday.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. I'm Will Sutton here with Ashley Shelton. It is 8:32 a.m. You got somewhere to be at 8:30. You're late. But it is better.
Just 2 minutes.
It's better that you get there.
Exactly.
What do you like to say?
You got more time than you have lives.
How about that?
So be safe.
All right. Well, we had the chief for a bit, but we had more folks who wanted to have something to say. So I'm glad you all held on. So please be patient as we get to as many of you all as we can. So let's see. We got Eric. Good morning, Eric. You're on Will Sutton and Ashley Shelton. How are you, sir? Eric? Eric, are you okay? All right. We lost Eric. Yep. You can call back, Eric. Give us a ring. Good morning, Jonah. You're on Will Sutton and Ashley Shelton. How are you?
Maybe we lost
Jonah?
folks.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good morning, Alicia. You're on Will Sutton and Ashley Shelton. How are you?
I'm great. I started to do like Eric and Jonah and hang up, but no, I said no.
No. They didn't hang up. I think that was on our end. but
yeah, for the long wait, probably. Yeah. But I wanted to couple of things real quick, and I'm adding this part on. When Noonie called in about the OIG, but I was at the meeting last week before last, with the with the independent police monitors applicants, and there was a guy who I think was with the OIG, and he kept, saying some ugly things to Noonie Man, and he pulled up his jacket and brandished his gun, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. And I said, Noonie, don't talk to him because I think he's trying to bait you in. I said, are you threatening him? He wouldn't answer. But he raised up his jacket and showed to Noonie Man that he had a gun. So that is a concern. But I wanted to find out some particulars. There is no high school in the lower Ninth Ward. There is, and they're taking Frederick Douglass, formerly known as Nichols, that was my district. And so there's no schools over there. And you're going to take a brand new school, beautiful campus, and give it to policing versus keeping it there and educating our children. So my question to the police chief is, who initiated that process? Who came up with that idea? Who did she speak to whose idea was it to turn that into a police academy or what have you, versus keeping it as an education product for our children who are failing in this charter system? I want to know who initiated it, who came up with that idea, and why would she go with it other than it being a beautiful building? Because you have beautiful buildings all over this city. And that's what I would like for you all to ask her
Mm-hmm.
And please bring back that answer. And please let her know what our witness with the OIG, and this guy got up and spoke on behalf of the male OIG applicant. This guy brandished a gun to Noonan Man in a threatening manner, and I told him, don't talk to him. I said, I think he's trying to bait you in. So please get that to her, especially when they want to protect the OIG who needs investigations himself, not in-house, out-of-house investigations. So I appreciate y'all.
Alicia, if you don't mind, just that's particularly disturbing to me.
Yeah.
I mean, that is particularly disturbing.
Absolutely. That was a great question. That was a great question. Why that Noonan asked about them being commissioned? Because see, that's one of the reasons why Ed Michelle spoke ill of now Sheriff Woodfolk, because she refused to give them a commission. And he dragged for her like a dog when she was police chief, because she would not give them a commission. And here we have a guy sitting in the audience, sitting in the front row, right next to Noonan Man, baiting him in, and raised up his jacket to show him that he had a gun on his hip. And I saw that for myself.
So was this, help me out, was this a hearing? Where was this location?
This hearing was in the city council chambers when they, week before last, when they were doing the applications and the choosing of the new police monitor.
Right.
So Stella was successful and she kept her job. That's when that happened, in the city council chambers, while we were waiting for the stuff to get the hearing to get started. And this is what he kept talking to Noonan, kept picking at Noonan Man. And then I turned around and said, Noonan Man, don't worry about it. But then he picked up that jacket and said, oh, you got a gun? I'm supposed to be scared. And I said, oh no. I said, you can't be serious. You can't be serious. I said, Noonan, don't worry about him. Don't even answer him. He's trying to bait you in.
So was this person feeling like Noonan Man was misbehaving or something? I mean, why would he do something like this?
Noonan was sitting up front. They had some other people up front, and they were talking. This guy kept picking at Noonan Man. He kept picking at Noonan Man with verbal quips and stuff. He kept picking at him. I guess he was trying to rattle him to, for Noonan Man to go off and get thrown out of the council chambers. But this is with this guy. He's easy identified. He was also shown on that video when he stood up to talk in favor of that OIG personnel who was also applying for that position. He's easily identified, but the one who stood up and spoke on behalf of that OIG personnel who was applying for that position, he's the one that brandished the gun to Noonan Man while we were sitting there in the council.
Well, it certainly should be on video, and I hope folks are listening, and I hope OIG is listening.
Yeah.
Because that seems highly inappropriate.
Yeah.
Highly
Exactly.
inappropriate. Absolutely.
It was.
All right. Well,
It
thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Thanks
and,
for taking my call, and please bring answers to those questions.
Okay.
I
All right.
appreciate it.
All right. Lord's blessings.
Thank you.
Have a good day. That's disturbing.
That is very disturbing.
Oh my goodness.
And I think that that's something people have to pay attention to as somebody that encourages civic engagement and for folks to get involved and be a part of these public meetings. It does sometimes feel like that my gun rights are safer than my First Amendment and Second Amendment. Like, why is it why is it that I can't voice my opinion? Why is it that I can't sit in the city council chambers without the fear of somebody brandishing their gun? Regardless, and you don't even have to be doing anything. Right. You just have to be someone that they don't, that they want to make the point. I have a gun, right? And I think that these are the kinds of things we're seeing more and more as folks are trying to just have their voices heard. And it's concerning. And it's like, I remind people, it was like, you know what, my First Amendment right is just as important as my second. And we got to protect them both the same.
Absolutely. Good morning, Janet. You're on with Will Sutton, Ashley Shelton. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good morning, Mr. Sutton and Miss Sheldon. I want to say something about the tickets. At one time, Jefferson Parish had a program where the citizens did community service, I guess because of hardship. And I wanted to ask her if she could consider doing something like that for Orleans Parish. I don't have any tickets, but my concern is about all of our brothers and sisters, and we know we're living in a time now where there's a lot of hardship going on.
So is that tying in with what Ashley talked about a little earlier about people perhaps not being able to afford the tickets that they receive? Is that the connection that you're making?
Yes, sir. That's the connection.
Okay.
Right.
We've had the opportunity to partner with Vote and, in the city a couple of times to do what we call warrant clinics. But, these, and then, the city has continued to do these amnesty days. And, and what we know is that this was money that the city was never going to get. And so they're spending more money trying to get money that people in this community just simply don't have. And so it makes sense to take that pressure off of a mom that's just trying to take her kid to school in the morning, but is afraid of, one of this warrant that's out there. And so I do think that, it's something certainly that we should continue to ask our mayor and our city council, to provide these amnesty days so that folks can handle their business and significantly reduce, these fines and fees that, again, was for so many people, this was money they're never going to get because people simply don't have it,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And thank you so much, Ms. Sheldon, because you are always doing outreach in the community and you're so concerned about everything. And may God bless and keep you.
No, thank you. Thank you. Look, we're all in this together.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. All right. Well,
and
thank
y'all
you.
have a great day.
Okay. Lord's blessings, Janet. Have a great day. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that gun thing is really disturbing.
No, it is.
Oh my goodness.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It is wild.
Yeah. And so I have a better picture of it now that Alicia has added some more context to what Noonie Man brought up. It was disturbing when Noonie brought it up.
Right.
But, now there's a bit more, and that is disturbing. So I certainly want to ask a couple of questions, and I hope we'll get some more information.
And it's crazy because, again, if you live in New Orleans, you have encountered Noonie Man. He's always at community meetings. He's always going to make sure that his voice is heard. And for someone to threaten his right to have his voice heard is crazy. And I think, again, we see it more and more. I've had staff at the city council, cornered and screamed at, and these are the kinds of things where it's like, at the end of the day, this is our house. This city council chambers, it's our house. It's as citizens of this community, it's our space, and to not be able to be safe in our own space just because you don't like what I'm saying or you think whatever you think, it doesn't matter, because I still have that right? I still have the right to voice my opinion. I still have the right to have a point of view and a perspective, and certainly the right to share it.
Indeed. Well, we got some more calls, and we're going to have to take a break.
I know, it's gone fast today.
I know. We're going to have to take a break, folks. So, Aaron, Lady T, hold on. We're going to get to you. We got to take a break right now, but please work with us. Want to get your voices on WBOK. It is 8:45 a.m. I'm Will Sutton here with Ashley Shelton. We're going to go to break, and when we come back, we're going to hear from you. That's what we're going to do. We're going to hear from you right here on the Good Morning Show. This is WBOK, 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about all day long.
Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
In nearly 50 years of covering Louisiana's justice system, I have never witnessed the indictment of a sitting state attorney general by an Orleans Parish grand jury or by a grand jury in any other Louisiana parish. That was big news. Then came even bigger news. All of the charges were dropped by the special prosecutor assigned to oversee the case. Former Judge Lori White, the special prosecutor, says she dropped the indictment against State Attorney General Liz Murrill because New Orleans Mayor Helena Moreno and other city officials urged her to do so to ease tensions between the city and state. The mayor offered a peace sign asking Governor Jeff Landry to meet so they could resolve their differences. Landry said no, not until the city gets things in order. Requesting that the AG charges be dropped was another peace sign. Landry still said no, thank you. Landry and Murrill have no interest in being friends with New Orleans leaders. I understand not wanting to be friends with people who you think want you to be put behind bars for 80 years. The circumstances and the players are different, but what we have here is the latest chapter in a long history of the bruising political wars between the state and the city. It's not good for the city or the state. Who knows how this latest drama will play out? What matters is whether this legal grudge match helps citizens who want leaders who will improve their quality of life. Now, this unfortunate drama is damaging our state, our city, our judiciary, and our chances for more economic development. It boils down to this. It's a cartoon with characters bashing each other, and it's not funny. We deserve better. This is Norman Robinson, Off the Top.
Trying to grow your business or increase traffic to your location? We can help. WBOK 1230 AM has a number of solutions that will meet your individual needs. Give one of our consultants a call today at 504-582-9420 or email us at info@wbok1230.com. And remember, an investment with WBOK is an investment in our community. Call today.
Climate Hope NOLA presents this month's climate keyword, adaptation. Climate adaptation means preparing our communities for stronger storms, hotter days, flooding, and rising water. That means planting trees, restoring wetlands, protecting homes, and helping families recover stronger after disasters. In New Orleans, resilience is part of who we are and how we survive. Learn more, stay informed, and take action with Climate Hope NOLA. Visit Team Hope NOLA on Instagram to learn more.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton. Losing a loved one is tough enough. Do you really want your family dealing with court battles and paperwork on top of it?
Whether you choose a will or a trust, think ahead. Take care of your family. Let them focus on healing instead of headaches. This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
Did you hear the news? Dr. Clark's 101 The Living Classroom has a new time. Catch us now every Wednesday at noon. Same program, same great conversations. Just a new time. So catch Dr. Clark's 101 The Living Classroom this Wednesday and every Wednesday only on WBOK. What New Orleans is talking about.
Good morning, Wake Up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, New Orleans, and welcome back to the morning show. It is 8:49 a.m. Can't believe it. Oh, my goodness. What the heck happened?
Right. The
Time
time flew
go?
by. It
Oh,
flew
boy.
by.
I am Will Sutton here with Ashley Shelton, and we're following up on the Chief of Police's segment and hearing from you all. So we're going to go back to the talk line. Good morning, Lady T, on with Will Sutton and Ashley Shelton. How are you?
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Yes, my comment was I understand people falling on hard times and things of, such, but sometimes people make excuses for not paying their tickets. If we can buy the latest phones, the latest shoes, the latest whatever, but we can't be responsible on the road, it's like it's an excuse. And the chief did say they have a program where you can pay partially pay your ticket. So I think we have, as drivers, as consumers, community, or whatever you want to call it, we have to be responsible for our driving, considering, running lights or whatever. Because some people are taking it for granted, running lights and doing whatever they want to do because they know that they may not come after them or they may come after them. I think we have to be more responsible and do our part.
I think you make a good point. You make a good point.
Yes.
How we spend our money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Lord's blessings. Have a great day.
Yes. Now, I think one of the things that folks here's what we know, right, is that sometimes these fines and fees really do trap people in a never-ending cycle of poverty and criminalization. And you're trying to make it. You're trying to get your kids to school, trying to do all the things, and then you get this ticket, then you can't pay it, and then it just spirals into this situation where. Again, you keep folks in a situation where, they're engaging with the criminal justice system simply because they can't afford something. Now, for the folks that can't afford to pay their tickets, they should. But I do think that there truly are a lot of, folks that are just trying to make it.
Yeah.
And struggling.
Indeed. Okay, back to the talk line. Good morning, Aaron. You're on with Will Sutton and Ashley Shelton. How are you?
Grand Rising, family, Grand Rising. How y'all doing this morning?
Fabulous. Yes. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, you're right. Same here, same. But, first, shouts out to the Fatherhood Roundtable, as well as the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. Just sitting there and, first of all, I want to, thank the chief for actually coming on this show, having the guts to even come on WBOK when some leaders don't even, they see WBOK and they make sure they go the other way because they can't handle the truth and they can't handle tough questions because they know over here at WBOK we not going to just go for the wooden nickels and little petty stuff like that. I find it strange how she always, come on here and, I don't know if she choose the topics which y'all going to talk about or whatever, but she always like she be safe when she come over here, knowing that she have a history of being disingenuous when it comes to, the people, even before she even came here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, say she have a history of doing certain things, especially when it comes to retaliation, which is one of the reasons why Officer Cockenham, and forgive me from saying officer because I think his rank is higher than officer. But, however, that's one of the reasons why that brother is going through what he's going through. This lady done had numerous of accidents, but she says she's not investigating herself. But I find it funny that none of that has ever came to the surface other than when we found out. And even the mere fact on how we found out, that speaks to, her so-called honesty. Man, listen. For the citizens to not have no trust in leadership within this city, it shows why what's going on in this city is going on right now. I used an example, and forgive me from talking like this because it's just painstaking, brother. Hear these people come on here and make excuses on the stupidity in which they continue to do. It's a reason why Denzel Washington received an award from playing Training Day, a dirty cop, but didn't receive an award from playing Malcolm X, nor did he receive one from playing Cry Freedom. And it's that same ideology that's going on with the leadership, not just in his city, but in his state, as well as in his country. But then some of us who are not in tune to that type of thinking, we think certain things that's going on in our city, especially in our community, it's just happening by happenstance. And for me to hear Ryan Clark to be crying because ESPN let him go, that's one of the reasons why where we at right now, because we feel like we need the beast to survive. And it's really a shame that we feel that us as blacks, we got to stop, don't be so black, or turn our blackness off to appease other people that don't give a damn about us. But yet, the same people that don't give a damn about us, we running around trying to kiss their behinds to get certain tickets to some of these high-class parties. And man, I'm going to just stop right there, man, because we got to do a better job, y'all, because if not, they're going to send somebody else. The writing is already on the wall. The writing is these people are lining the city up with people who they want to be in charge so they can move us out. Don't think it's strange that they got this so-called project for New Orleans East to make it better than what it is. No. Look behind that, because remember the projects that we had? That was what they got right now. That was supposed to be the next thing smoking since sliced bread. And look what's going on right now. Remember the charter school system? Oh, we going to move the Orleans Parish school system and put the charter school, slaughter school system in place. And look what's going on right now. They shut down our high school in the Ninth Ward to put a police department over it. Like, what is we doing? All right, y'all.
I hear you, Aaron.
Yep.
Lord's blessings. Have a good day. And for those who don't know, he mentioned Officer Cockerham, and Officer Cockerham, Chad Cockerham, was dismissed, fired, based on charges, allegations of payroll fraud, and taking cruises and trips and things of that nature. Officer Cockerham maintains his innocence, and this is working its way through the Civil Service Commission. So I just wanted to make sure that we had a little context. Look, there's a lot going on with Howard University. We don't have time to spend much time on it, but I did want to have you hear a bit from the Howard University president about what's going on with Howard and the enrollment and de-enrollment of students at Howard University.
Let's understand the university's point of view. What happened here?
Sure, Federico. First, let me start by apologizing for any distress that we may have caused, and I recognize that with it being so close to school, that certainly caused some people some significant distress, and so for that I apologize, and I certainly take full responsibility for that. Having said that, this is part of what universities usually do, and especially a university like Howard that has a high demand. We had not received communication or complete documentation from that group of students. And so we felt it was our responsibility to let those students know that we will be disenrolling them so that we could plan appropriately for the fall. We have to hire adjunct faculty. We have to make sure that dorm rooms are assigned and ready to go. And most importantly, Federica, just 2 months ago, we were asking our community to donate money to help students graduate. And so starting with a good financial plan is important. Our graduation rate is not 100%, and that gap is primarily due to lack of finances, and we have limited resources that we're trying to stretch as much as possible.
Is this unusual, or does
so,
this happen?
I have to say, this is something that university deal with all the time.
Right.
But this seems to be a bit more of an unusual circumstance. But let me just say this. Part of this is because of the federal government. And what is happening in timing, and people used to certain timetables with having money in place for going to school. So as much as Howard is getting battered on this, let's not forget some of the reasons that some of this is happening. So I'd like to talk about this some more tomorrow, because it's gotten a lot of attention, and I think it's worth our having some conversation about this. It is 8:59 a.m. Coming up next is The Front Porch. And after that, we'll have Tavis Smiley and then the G-Man, Gerard Stevens, on The Reality Check. That's going to do it for us. Lord willing, I'll be back here tomorrow. What about you?
Yes, I'll be back.
All right. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is WBOK 1230 a.m. what New Orleans is talking about all day long.